And the first item on the agenda after the call to order is the executive session, which I don't think we have anything to talk about in executive session.
There's nothing new in there.
So if you guys are okay with that, we'll just skip over executive session.
Yep, that's fine.
And just stay in open session. Public input. Cindy, I know why you're here. It's not public input. So.
Correct.
Under old business, we're acknowledging the application for a motel hotel license for the Ayer Motor Inn, which we've tentatively scheduled the hearing. Is it posted now?
Yeah, the hearing is posted for the 27th of February at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
It's been posted, it was sent to the papers. I have the notice if you want to see
No,
it.
Well, unless you guys want to read the notice, or?
No,
Yeah.
we'll be
All
here.
right. I did have one question with this. So I've done public notices for other boards, but not for this one. Do we charge the applicant for the fee of the legal
I don't
ad?
think
I believe we do.
We should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will contact
As
him
far
and
as
tell
I
him
know, we
he
have.
he owes this money.
If they don't pay the bill, no hearing. So.
Fair enough. Well, because some boards have hearing fees and ours don't.
The,
Yeah.
the hearing is predicated because of a change of ownership, and that's the purpose for the hearing for the Ayer Motor Inn. It was sold
Yeah.
last year, I think in December. So we're also going to acknowledge that we received an application as well for Mimi's Place, and I believe it was 7 units that they applied for. The application, I guess, is in abeyance right now because with the application, the attorney that's representing Mimi's Place said he was not requesting a hearing until they reached a resolution with issues within the town, such as building, zoning, and any other issues.
Okay.
So the only reason I mention this is that I think people need to know that there has been an application submitted for another
Yeah.
license for that location.
Okay.
And then the last item under old business is the lapsed trash hauler permits. Did Republic ever get back to you? or-
Republic got back to me, so as of last meeting, our 2 lapsed permits were for M. Sullivan and Son and United Hauling. We had said if they got it to us by sort of next meeting, it would have been fine. They happened to both show up 2 days after what our last meeting was scheduled to be, but got canceled because weather.
Yep.
So we do have them, but they were very late.
Okay, but they are complete.
They are complete. I'll give them to you to sign later.
Yeah, I think we should, they put the application in.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yep.
We got it.
Let's do it. 2 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you want to do that now or at the end?
You can do it at the end. I have other bills and stuff too, so.
Under new business, Cindy, would you like to join us?
Pull up a
There's no
chair.
sense in, so we hit a little snag on the harm reduction program. And if I say something that's inappropriate, tell me, but the minister at the Stone
Living Water Fellowship,
Living Water Fellowship.
which is not the same thing as Dunstan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Living Water Fellowship is opposed to having the van in the parking lot at the church. And he has every right to do that. So that throws this back into what do we do now?
Yeah, is Bridget coming here tonight? So I'm wondering if Tamara could be of any help with that. I mean, there are a number of other, I think you might have suggested, could we do it on Michelle? But I understand their problem with the.
Yeah, and when you drive
traffic
by,
and all
it
that.
looks like such a great location, but I didn't realize how busy it was during the day with the.
Yeah, it
evening
is. It
traffic.
is.
Our location is so perfect, but needle exchange is a no-go for him, and it's been explained,
Yeah.
and he will not listen.
Yeah, I
Yep.
certainly, he has every,
He does, he has every
Prerogative to do
right.
that,
I'm
and-
very disappointed,
you know,
but, and I thought that this was all settled back in August or September,
Yeah.
so it
No
was
matter-
very
no matter what program you have, whether it's a food program for people that food insecure or whatever, someone's going to abuse it. But if 80% of the people benefit from it and 20% abuse it, you've done something good. And I think the same thing with the needle exchange. If one person doesn't get HIV or hepatitis,
I know, that's what we
And
You've
if one
succeeded.
person goes into treatment because they've gone to a
then,
needle
then,
exchange
then it's been a
program.
success.
Right.
Mhm.
But everyone has their own.
I told him that we, Stone Soup Kitchen intends to continue to support it. We will do everything that we can to support it. He doesn't have to support it, but we are
Yeah.
not that church.
Yeah.
We are a separate organization,
Sure.
and so we intend to continue.
But in terms of selecting a location, I don't know how we actually go about that. Trish and I
Yeah,
talked
we
about a
talked.
couple places, but whether or not this would be located on town of Ayer property, and what the requirements for that, I don't know. I would have to go back to what we signed with the agreement with DPH, because there are locations that are not appropriate.
Yeah,
Near a
Acres.
school,
Right, yeah.
because all the places that I thought of in the town of Ayer have something that would
Yeah.
be negative.
Did they go to other churches? So I'm wondering, we've got St. Mary's, we've got Federated has the parking lot.
So
Federated doesn't have a big parking
They don't?
lot, and there's a school there.
there's a school there, and
There's a
there's a
nurse
school at
school.
St.
Oh.
Mary's too.
Yeah,
You know,
so-
St.
okay,
Mary's.
so it even count
St.
that
Andrews
counts.
might be a possibility, and unfortunately, the old, the priest that was there before had retired this past fall. I was, very close to her. They just have an interim now, and the interim wouldn't be able to make that kind of a
God.
decision. So it would be a while before
Yeah.
they get somebody full-time, and then to kind of spring that on them, I don't know how that would,
Yeah.
how that would
yeah,
go
so-
over.
Okay.
They're very supportive of what we do, and they know that we're doing the harm reduction support group and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think as a church, they might be open to it.
But timing is.
But timing
an
is a
issue.
little bit
Yeah.
dicey right now. I could check into it if you wanted.
If
I
you
mean, I have
any
no,
connection
without,
there,
yeah, without,
sure.
I've got lots of connections in the congregation.
Is there parking there though?
Yeah, in
St.
the back,
Andrews?
in the
There
back,
is,
there's
yeah.
a very nice parking lot. And it's also secluded in the sense that not immediately visible from Main Street, which is what we liked about our location.
Yeah, yeah,
A little bit of privacy.
And
yeah.
it's more accessible. I mean,
It
your
is more
location was
accessible.
ideal, but it's further away and people on foot,
Well,
Yeah, you're kind of right on one end of
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
no, we're not anywhere close to the end of town. We're right across the street from Gage. People can walk to Gage, they can walk to us.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you're not that far down.
No,
Yeah.
the town
Yeah, that's
goes another 2 miles, so
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
really actually quite central to a lot of the problem.
Got it.
I think we need to be sensitive no matter what we look at for a location for people that, if it's in a neighborhood,
Mhm.
people that live in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that concerns me that all of a sudden someone finds out that there's a needle exchange program in their backyard. I don't think that's right either.
But I also think we need to stop, they're calling it harm reduction and all of the other really great things that are coming along with that. If you're gonna start, talking about it, I would put that at the bottom of the list. I mean, not that you're not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm saying that's gonna be if that's gonna be the top, billing there,
Mhm.
people are gonna get all wigged out about it,
Can I tell you about something else that's going on that, I think some of you are on this mailing list, but did you hear that the Emerson, both the Concord and the Groton site for medically assisted treatment,
Mhm.
the MAT program, they're closing it down after they took a huge government grant.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Emerson is closing their MAT, and they bought the old Donalds building.
Yes, I saw that.
And they renovated it, and they took a huge chunk of the NIH grant that we got a piece of. And they agreed that they would sustain this after the grant funds ran out, and they took the money and ran.
Mm.
And the one doctor in the area who's well known. I'm not going to say his name,
Okay.
but he's well known for running this medically assisted thing, so that people don't have to go to Lowell or to
Yeah, right.
Worcester.
Yeah.
He's the only one
Yeah.
local. They're closing him down. So this
Interesting.
medical van, even though the medical van can't offer that, but it can
Mhm.
make referrals for people to
Right,
get into these
right.
programs, I think the med van is going to be even more important to push through, even over objections.
It would
because of
seem
that.
to me
Yeah.
that fallback location that would probably be the most ideal would be the hospital. It's walking distance, you
Yeah.
can walk to the hospital, there's parking behind the building,
Mhm.
so I don't know who would talk to Stuart. I mean,
We
I
can get that name of that the liaison. A year or so ago, remember there was a woman that came in?
Yep.
And we
But
also met there.
I can,
Yeah.
I don't mind going up there and floating it by the administrator just as an idea, not asking for approval.
Right.
What do you guys think?
No, I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, as many
think it's worth a try.
leads that we could get, you know?
Can we do it on town property at all?
I talked to Carly about that today. She doesn't know either.
Okay.
And Sam, if you could get
Because
Carly.
even Peroni or elderly housing.
Can't do Peroni.
Yeah,
You can't?
No.
Children.
No.
Children.
Oh my God, I know. All
You
the-
know, there don't tend to be a lot of needles left around because it's a needle exchange. So if you don't get a new one without an old one. They take in
Yeah,
more needles
yeah,
than
yeah.
they give out. They
Oh,
actually take in more, but there is always the possibility, and it makes people queasy. So
Well, that's why I think that the hospital not having
Mhm.
houses, it's it's not in
Yeah.
a neighborhood
yeah.
that may be the most applicable.
Or a business.
What
I don't know
about
if we get any
the
businesses
the
to-
Devon's Plaza?
I don't know who
they
owns
no
that.
go.
I don't know who owns it or,
The guy that owns it is an absentee landlord. I know
Yeah.
that.
it's been sold again though, Cindy.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
don't-
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
My family
Who
owned
knows?
it, right?
Oh, really?
Oh, did
My
they?
dad
Oh,
built-
years ago.
My dad,
Oh, I didn't know
my
that.
dad built that.
Oh, okay, so we have you to thank for that.
1959.
Oh my God, 59.
You weren't
Wow.
even born.
That was the year I was born.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, we were.
I was just thinking that would be an excellent location from the standpoint of also pulling in Shirley, because this
Yeah.
isn't an air project.
right.
This is a
Yeah.
regional
Well,
project.
That's why I'm thinking the hospital is a regional facility
Mhm.
and it might be the
I
most
like that.
applicable. So,
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and the other thing we need to find out is, like you said, can we use town property? Like, and I had said to Steve, that little parking lot that's across from the family pharmacy,
Yeah.
that doesn't always seem like it's full, and I know it's a commuter parking lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be owned by
Paul Routier.
Frank. What?
Paul and
Paul
Frank.
owns
Yeah.
that?
Well, Paul and Frank owned it together.
Yeah.
The town bought that, I believe.
Oh,
'cause
did they?
It goes down behind the fire station as well. That land slopes down.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, that's parks.
For a little parking lot, I was told today there's 22 spaces.
Oh, wow.
Surprisingly.
I talked to Carly
Yeah,
about that.
and there's a couple of them that have the
Oh, yeah.
electric for the cars.
Wow.
There's also, I
If you can
mean,
get the specs on from Boston Medical Center, the program itself, if you can get Carly a copy of those tomorrow, that would be good.
We can
Because that talks about location and placement.
Yeah, that's.
there's also the shopping center. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just to clarify, when did this program start? Because I think it
It's-
started before,
it
like
hasn't-
the
I think
wording or any of this stuff.
You guys
Because
had
I think it was
conversations
before.
before.
We
I was
had,
here.
before Steve came, we
Yeah.
had,
Okay.
they came, Jenna Montgomery reached out,
They came when I was
Yeah.
out of town. I think it was September.
It's
that
over a
they-
year.
that They came.
that we've been talking about.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Just
I
because
mean,
I think it predates.
Oh, yeah.
It does
So I'm not
predate
quite
you,
sure.
Yeah,
yes,
we've been
yeah.
talking about it
Yeah.
for 2 years,
Yes.
and I
Okay.
think it was
Yeah.
like a year later that
Yeah.
we found the.
Program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also
That's
need
all right.
to let either Department of Public Health or Boston Medical Center, whoever's running the program, that we don't have a location now, because
Yep.
He knows.
I
They-
think we
they-
should, I think we should
Well,
officially.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
I was,
the board
yeah, you
would-
should, but
Yeah.
So,
they do know.
Sam, if you can find out who that is, you and I can talk, and either maybe you call or I call and just say at this point in time, you know, because if they're rushing things to get this completed and we don't have a location for it yet,
Yeah.
I don't want to jump in front of somebody else, someone else is
They're
ahead of
not
us.
rushing in that the guy that is in charge of putting it in here is on an emergency family leave.
Okay,
And he's in
Oh,
Puerto
okay.
Rico. He had a
Okay.
tragic family event. So I don't believe that there's a huge rush, but
I think it's important
it still
that
needs to be, yeah.
we let them know.
Yep, I will
We
do
could
some
also
digging.
find out where, when we first talked about this, and they said that they saw the need in the high-risk towns.
Mhm.
We could also find out where the other harm reduction vans are and how they went through
Yeah,
the
what kind of
process.
places?
What kind of process it was for them to pick a spot.
Yeah, Fitchburg has one.
Yeah, they do?
We're the only one in this
Lowell,
area.
Lawrence? I thought it was
Probably.
Lowell or Lawrence they had said.
I think that sounds about
Yeah.
right,
We
yeah.
could be the
There
first
is.
one in Middlesex County.
Exactly.
We are,
I-
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's,
but Fitchburg is probably the closest one to us. But they're not very much like us as a town. I was
Yeah.
hoping maybe we could find a town that was more like us.
I don't think there is
But there
though,
isn't.
Cindy.
They're all in
Yeah,
cities.
They're all, and I think DPH told us that this would be the furthest west.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing out, you know.
that's amazing, I mean, we're not really that far west.
No, I think it's going to be a really popular program. Well, maybe not popular with towns.
Well, yeah, it's a needed program,
Yeah.
it's a badly needed program. So we can't do schools, we can't do, is it like places where kids
Playgrounds.
congregate, so it's like
Yeah.
playgrounds, daycares,
Yeah.
I'm assuming? What's the distance requirement?
I don't know if there was one. I thought we tried to have it within walking distance of downtown. That's,
Okay.
but I mean, walking distance, people walk to the hospital. It's only a mile away.
No, but so what distance away from, say, a daycare?
Oh, I
Is it-
don't-
is it one
Oh,
of
you
those
mean
kind of
like
laws?
just not in their
But
parking lot?
it's-
Okay, oh, yeah.
But it is spelled out, I think.
Is that easy, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think it's spelled out
Okay.
though in terms of where the locations could
Should
be.
be.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Okay.
Don't tell me I'm crazy, but what about Gage?
I don't know.
They have a huge parking lot.
I just thought that of it.
I was
I thought that
too. I mean, it would be up to the
Because
owner. I don't know if
honestly-
he'd be pro or con.
Honestly, marijuana is used a lot of times as a
Right.
help for people to get off, you know,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of controversy about that, but hey, if it keeps people from overdosing,
Yep.
I don't care.
Yep.
They have that really large overflow parking lot where they have food trucks and stuff come in. And it's right across the street from where we wanted it to be in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm even thinking about that Jarvis parking lot over there.
Oh,
There's some Jarvis
Mm.
property.
The overflow
over
one.
there. Yeah, the overflow one.
Mm-hmm. And that's closer to the Rotary, so it's a little closer for
Yeah.
downtown.
private though, it'd have to,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing as it would be with Gage.
Yeah.
We have to see what.
How many days a month were they gonna be here, do we know?
We didn't
It
have,
was gonna
They hadn't said
it
that.
was
I
gonna
think
be
we
like-
had never
figured it
gotten
out,
that
yeah.
far. We hadn't gotten that far.
no.
Yeah.
Well, before we talk to someone, we need to understand what their
Mhm.
plans were for coming out here. I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
how do they introduce it? How is
I
it?
gotta find those notes.
How do people find out that it
I
exists?
seem to recall when we discussed it, wasn't it like they're gonna have to sort of figure that out based on what the demand is once they get, so they like pick a.
Whether it was twice a month, once a month.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or once
it
a
wasn't-
week or every other
It
week.
wasn't
or
gonna be
every-
once a week to start out, and it
Right,
certainly wasn't
right.
gonna be multiple times a week. It was gonna
Right.
be either every other or
Right.
once a month, and to see how it went.
And then see what the demand is
Mhm.
and.
But all of
Yeah.
that, all those, a lot of that was also gonna be sort of negotiable between the site owner.
Mhm, yeah.
Okay, sure, you can
Yeah,
use the
yeah.
parking lot, but not when we're open. Or, sure you can, but only this time.
That's, yeah, yeah.
Let's put this on the agenda for the next meeting
Yeah.
in terms of locations. let's notify DPH that we have a hiccup right now.
Yes.
I'll talk to someone at the hospital
Okay.
in terms of seeing if there's any receptivity at all.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit like I can't talk specific about this because we don't know what the specifics
Yeah, I know.
are. But I guess
Yeah.
if someone said we're willing to understand more about it, at least it's a positive step.
Mhm.
And
As
should we
opposed to-
find out from Carly or Robert that you're saying that
I talked to Carly today, that's on there, she didn't know.
she didn't know, but that parking lot, we don't own it?
I don't know that either, Trish. I don't know if it's town of Ayer, I don't know.
Okay, that's another question, because that's another location that I don't see it full.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a high visibility parking
It
lot
is.
though, which kind of,
But it's not really near anything, or you think it would be, it's not discreet enough?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, if you can't find anything else, then it's better than not having anything. But no, I'm always thinking about the discretion aspect of it.
What about the courthouse? Do they own that property? Like, does the state
Oh,
own the
that
property?
It's the
that
county.
parking lot is
Middlesex
always
County.
full when
That
they're
is
in
way
session. It
full,
would
yeah.
have to be after hours, and it belongs to Middlesex County.
Okay.
So who knows? How do you
Yeah.
even begin to contact the
Yeah, you-
county?
Parking is always tight over there. You're
Because
right.
they're always
Yeah.
overflowing into
Yeah.
into the library.
What about the library?
Kids.
No.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, one of the biggest,
Yeah.
consumer base at the library is the
Yeah.
children.
Yeah. I
Um,
know.
Okay, so some
Keep
stuff
having
to
some
think about.
brainstorming too. Might even be something that we throw open to local business. Is anybody willing to do this? If we could get more than one business and.
Hey, if somebody wants to buy me a new location, I'll give you my parking lot.
No, I think it's difficult, just as the pastor didn't want it there, other people are gonna have the same, you know,
Hopefully, other people will be more open to listening to the facts behind these programs than he
Yeah.
was.
your comment about being sensitive to it, that's what I'm sensitive to, is that people have opinions,
Mhm.
and we have to respect that.
Yep.
True,
Okay.
but we don't have to make decisions around it necessarily.
No, but it also,
You know, it's
really, I think we should talk more about what else is being offered too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's one part of it, but if you remove that part, it's such a tool to get people
Yeah.
into rehab.
It is.
Right.
It's not about giving them needles. It's about getting them
It's
into.
contacting
It's
them.
about contact and
Yeah.
getting them resources to not need needles anymore.
right.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
and they're highly successful programs.
Yeah. Mm.
Let's kind of go the
Yeah.
route that we
do some-
talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Put it
sounds
on the
good.
agenda for the
Yep.
next meeting and see if we come up with any ideas. We'll see what
Yeah. In the meantime.
the hospital
do some
thinks about
thinking.
it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try to contact the Episcopal Church? Or
I'd
do you want
hold-
me to wait?
I'd hold off on that
Okay.
right now, only because it's in the middle of the neighborhood.
I also think there's a home daycare over there, Cindy, if I'm not mistaken, there was at one
Oh, nearby
point.
there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
on Church Street,
Okay.
which is
Wait, where?
Well, church is on the
not
other.
church, it's the street after St. Andrews going down to Bly. There
Yeah, that might be.
There was the
Yeah.
second
On
house in
Forest?
back of St. Andrews. There
Oh.
was a home daycare there. I don't know if she's still operating, but
They also,
Huh.
just so you know, St. Andrews does rent out their location to the Boy Scouts a lot.
That's true, but it's
Yeah.
that's
As long as
once
different
a-
days.
Yeah, yeah,
different days.
yeah.
Different days. but-
Obviously, that would be something to work around, but
Yeah,
I
but-
wouldn't worry about.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like it's a daily
Yeah, no,
day,
but
Yeah.
there's,
like
Yeah.
the community school up here.
yeah,
Sure.
but
Exactly.
Sure. Okay, so
Thank you,
forward.
guys.
Well,
Yeah,
thank-
wait.
Thank you very much.
I thought your ideas were great, and, you know, it's just, that's the way it is.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, all right, well, if you want me at the next one, let me know, and if you don't need me, let me know.
No.
Well, let us know if you come up with anything too, so.
Well, just when you're ready to start, if the hospital works out, I think that would be such a great solution. If it doesn't, for whatever reason, and you want to start contacting private individuals, let me know, because I know a lot of them. And a lot of them are
Yeah.
supporters of ours, so,
I do too, and
yep.
I'm sensitive to the fact that their business may be stigmatized because of people that are also uninformed.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I don't want to put someone in the middle of something that can be
Yeah.
controversial. I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You're right, because they're the
Yeah.
ones that are going to bear the brunt in the Facebook community groups.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a private business owner and I had the potential of having, you know, that happen to me, why would I do it? I mean, I think it'd be, I'm totally supportive, but
Yeah,
I can understand
Open yourself.
putting someone in a spot.
absolutely.
You know, that is a business owner in the town of Ayer saying, are you willing to do this?
Yeah, that's
I've
why
got-
the hospital is really such
got
a
issues
good,
with
that.
good
Yeah.
solution
Yeah.
if it works out, because, you know, they can, it's just a part of a medical service that they
Exactly.
offer.
Right, right. But then the Devon's Plaza might also work out too, if it's not in anybody's business, it would.
I don't know how the
Yeah.
parking, I've been up there on the weekends and it's pretty full.
Yeah.
Those few businesses that they have, I don't know during the week,
Mm.
Mm.
but you're right, it is centrally located for both towns. It'd be something.
It was
yeah.
just a thought.
Yeah,
I would never want to pressure anybody to do it for exactly the reason that you said. You know, they'd have to really be on board in order to, for
Yeah.
all of us to feel good about.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Hmm. It'll
Okay.
be interesting to see what they say about town property, yeah,
I don't know.
that gives us some options.
Anyhow,
All
moving
right.
Alright.
moving on.
Thanks,
Cindy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you all.
Are you feeling better at least? Are you over all the
Yeah.
symptoms and
Yeah,
all
it was
that?
just like 2 days worth of,
Oh, okay.
2 weeks worth of quarantine now.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. I think.
Back into quarantine.
So Bridget couldn't make it tonight,
Okay.
and she left this. This is the Neshoba assignments by person, by town. I guess, do you have a copy of that, or?
I think that just got updated, so.
Oh, good. We still have.
And then, do we need to
What is
sign,
this?
do we need to sign these, or
No,
are
I-
these just copies?
They're just copies.
Okay, so, we're charging $10 to license motels, trailer parks. I think we need to look at the fees.
That
That's
might
state.
be set by the state.
I think that was
Oh.
a state one.
Wow.
It's $10.
When was
Yeah.
the last time that was updated?
I think, we'll have to ask Bridget, I think that's actually
I
in the.
was looking up our fees and comparing
Yeah.
them to other towns the other week when the server was down and I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I checked and everyone has it $10, so I think it's
Really?
a state thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is tied to the
This,
license section in the regs.
So we have 11 Groton School Road that has renewed their license. We have 25 Groton School Road that renewed their license. And then we have food permits for I'm not sure who this is. Oh, the next stop.
Oh.
The next stop is a food permit. I'm looking at Apple Valley. So those are the food permits. We also have inspections that are
Sorry,
done.
jeez.
And the only one of the inspections I have a question with is the pizza place on West Main Street. There's, I assume there's gonna be a re-inspection. Just take a look at that.
Devon's?
Yeah, this here is out of compliance. anything that's in that column.
Wow.
It was a lot.
What, she usually puts a note at the end of there when she's going back.
Oh, this is one that, yeah, the event kit. It's, I guess that's a new thing that's in the regs and a lot of people don't have. But you're right, there are a lot of outlets. Proper cooking method, cooling methods, thermometers. Jeez.
So I think it should be noted that we reviewed that permit
Mhm.
and I think we need to know when the reinspection is scheduled for.
Does she have anything on the last page?
Didn't
Okay.
see anything.
Usually has some kind of notation that says,
Discussion with person in charge. Yeah, the form has really changed a lot.
yeah.
She used to make that note of it
Yeah,
when she would
going
go
back in so many weeks for,
This is weird. No, reason, routine, results, follow-up. So I guess she's saying that she's going to do a follow-up, but
I believe that was February the 6th. It was only a week ago that it was done.
okay.
I can email her
Yeah,
and see
it's
what she
kind of a
thinks.
lot of,
it's different than it used to be.
yeah.
So
But I see what you're seeing there. Yeah,
I
there's
think
a
it
lot of
bears
yeah.
follow-up.
Yeah.
And then we have one for Dunkin' Donuts that is nothing checked off at all. No.
I know she,
But there is a second one that, an inspection for Dunkin' Donuts that was complete.
I
So
know
I don't
she-
know why we have that.
she's mentioned that the program that they use is very finicky, and I know sometimes when she's inputting stuff, she's having a hard
Oh.
time, like it won't click right, and
I
it
would
just,
think this one
okay.
here, we don't even need to say it because
yeah.
it's kind of redundant. This one is completed.
Yeah, and this one is after. This is
I know the program that they use now is just a little,
yeah, not that.
And then there were also
These are-
inspections done at the hospital, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Apple Valley, Subway, Archer's on Main Street, gas station Tiny's, and Panar's. And these were all,
Do you want to see this one? This one.
these were all fair, they were complete. There might have been one or two check marks, but for the most part, they were all in compliance.
That was the most glaring.
It just kind of jumped out at me.
It does, doesn't it?
The list on this one. Look at that. Yeah, maybe it's on, Bridget probably has a calendar of
Yeah.
which ones that she did and which ones she's going,
Yeah.
I think for the minutes that we reviewed the applications, the inspections,
Yeah.
and we had questions about that one application. Is that fair to say?
yeah. Yeah, it definitely has changed in the last
Yeah.
couple of years, the format and everything. All right.
This is just a copy of the permit for the D-Box
yeah.
on Maxon's property on the Rotary.
It's just the
Harvard Road,
permit.
yeah.
The what box?
A distribution box, D-Box.
It's for the septic
Septic, yeah.
thing that had to be replaced. I guess.
I hadn't,
Honey Hut?
Yeah, honey hut, yeah,
Honey hut.
yeah.
And there was also correspondence sent to Ruth Maxon Schultz on January 26th regarding the permit for animals and fowl. We haven't received anything, and there's been no contact from her attorney.
no, there's been nothing.
Okay. So this is a copy of the letter that was sent from the Board of Health to Ruth Maxon. And we should also note for the minutes that we reviewed that
Mhm.
letter.
Yep.
Because that's not gonna stop. Could you follow up with Julie and ask Julie if there's any more information regarding 17 Taft Street?
Yeah, I can double check with Julie to see if there's anything else.
Because I know that there was a site inspection done, I think back in December.
And you saw this one, Trish, the letter to Ruth? Okay.
Who's up for election this year? Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You gonna find somebody good to take my place?
No.
Can I have the folder? Bridget's gonna want that back.
We'll talk after. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So call log wasn't logged. We had a call that we talked about with someone who was concerned about the staffing at Apple Valley because of COVID
Yeah,
cases.
yeah.
And that person was referred to DPH, right? Department of Public Health.
I referred them to Neshoba first,
Okay.
and then they got referred there. Neshoba knows better. We'll go through that. But yeah, he didn't want to leave a name really, so. I definitely, the last batch, they just don't want to leave names.
Huh.
And I sometimes ask and sometimes I don't push it, depends on what the call's about.
Yeah.
We have 2 sets of minutes too. And the only issue I had with the minutes is I think the date. And I tried to call you and I got.
Oh, yeah, I see.
They're both.
Yes, and I noticed that. I fixed it on the ones I printed out. I noticed it when I was making the packets.
Yep.
So the one that is shorter, so the 2-page one is the January one.
Yes.
And the longer one is the December one.
Any,
Well, I wasn't
think.
at the December meeting, so.
so.
No, wait, so the December one's longer and
You
the
had asked
January
about
one's
it.
shorter.
Is there a motion to accept the minutes of December 5th?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of December 5th, 2022.
Second the motion, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? And you
I have
abstained.
no objection.
You've abstained.
I'm abstaining. I was absent. I'm an absentee board member in that day.
So,
You want to make another motion?
I will amend the January one, so it says the right thing.
would you want me to just scratch the date out on here, or do you want to?
She handed.
She handed scratched it out.
I did it.
One, so.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's,
It's going to be January 9th, 2023, right?
mhm.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
The whole
yeah.
date.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
Yes.
For January 9th?
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes of January 9th, 2023.
Is there a
As
second?
amended.
Second,
As amended, of course.
as a man. Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept the minutes as amended, and the amendment is only the change of the date.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we have the annual report from the SHOBA. Did you folks get a copy of this, or? the
No,
SHOBA Board of Health?
was it email?
Yeah,
Oh,
No, I didn't see
no, I
it.
didn't see it.
yeah. Well, here,
Little light reading?
yeah, I have not done it yet.
Okay. Okay.
And you have some permits we need to sign?
Yes, we have 2 permits, and then I had some mail. All right. So we have 2 permits, M. Sullivan and Son and United Hauling are the only 2.
They're both complete.
They're both complete. They,
Is there a motion to issue the permit to M. Sullivan and to United Holland?
I'll make a motion
Is
to
there-
issue a permit to
United Hauling.
United Hauling and M. Sullivan and Sons Disposal.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to issue the solid waste hauler permits to United and to M. Sullivan. All those in favor? I should date this today, right?
Yes,
This is 2/12,
it's 13.
13. And there's no other bills, mail, or permits. Is there a motion
There
to
are no-
adjourn?
I have.
Oh, you have some?
Yeah.
I thought you said you were done.
I'm almost done. We do have one bill. I did just go ahead and pay it. It was from me, WB Mason. I bought some supplies for the
Oh.
office
Oh,
upstairs.
yeah.
Just so you know,
Yeah.
I spent $39.43.
Oh, expensive.
Rich.
I bought pens and Post-it notes. And then we did receive a letter from Central Mass Mosquito Control in regards to their FY24 budget, at which point they are not increasing this year. It's level funded. There's no change, but, and I will put it in the file.
Okay.
But just so you all know.
Is there any other business?
And now I'm done.
I think so.
Trish, anything?
No, I was just looking at,
Motion to adjourn?
So moved. I move to adjourn.
Second?
6:12.
Second.
Yeah.
Motion's made and seconded to adjourn the meeting of February 13th to the Board of Health. All those in favor?
Aye.